Matt Ryan, who joins us on the program, the Falcons quarterback. Do you keep up with all this other stuff going on in the NFL?
It's hard to miss it. You know, I had the thing pop up on my phone with the ESPN breaking news. So I saw that this morning. You know, I keep up with it a little bit. I'm a sports fan. You know, so I see it, but I don't really chase it. But it's hard to miss it at this point.
But you know, one day you're going to be in a situation like Eli's in, right? You just assume that?
You know, you hope not. You hope you're on the end where it's like Tom Brady and you're playing into your 40s and playing great, you know, and you got 6 Super Bowls or whatever. You know, that's still my goal. But inevitably, I've been around it long enough to know that most guys don't go out on their own terms, and that's kind of the harsh nature of our business.
But also, when the team drafts a quarterback, because, you know, Brady, even though he's still playing, they've drafted quarterbacks. And, you know, Jared Stidham, now people are looking at him as the heir apparent. And before that, it was Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, we've seen these situations here. How much of a role do you play in developing a younger quarterback?
Well, you know, I think it's first and foremost, your job is to be productive as a player, and that's where your main focus is at. I've kind of been on the opposite side of it. I've had backup quarterbacks who have been veterans for most of my career. Currently, you know, Matt Schaub is my backup, and he's older than me, so it's more of him kind of mentoring me at times too. But I think, you know, when you're in that position, you do the best you can to be the best player you can, but then you also help the team and you help develop the guy below you.
I know your kids are young. I think your twins are, what, under 2?
Yes.
So
18 months.
Do they know what you do? Do they have any what's it like when Dad comes home?
Zero idea of what I do. It's probably normal like everybody else. When you get home and you get to see them, you're you know, on the floor playing with the boys, and, you know, pushing them around in Amazon boxes right now is pretty much their favorite thing to do. So that's my nightly routine.
Do they understand football? They pick up the ball and they want to play basketball, football, soccer?
They love anything with a ball. So we've got the Falcons, when the boys were born, got them 2 game balls with their names and date of birth and that kind of stuff, and they're in their room right now. So when they wake up, you know, they're always asking for their ball and stuff like that. We toss it to them in the cribs, and we got a little Fisher-Price hoop set up for them. So there's plenty of opportunities to play sports in our house.
What if when they get to the point for Christmas, they say, hey, Dad, can I get a Patrick Mahomes jersey?
No chance. I like Patrick Mahomes too, but they're wearing one jersey in our household.
Who do you consider the best quarterback in the NFL?
Gosh, it's, you know, right now I think there's a lot of guys playing at a high level. You mentioned Patrick Mahomes; he's playing extremely well, off to a great start this year again. And then you go on the other end of the spectrum, and you talk about Tom Brady at you know, 2 different ends of their careers, and he's playing at a high level. So I think there's a lot of guys in the league right now who are doing it and operating really well at the position.
We often talk about system quarterbacks, and I think it feels like, you know, is Tom Brady in a system? Whereas maybe Peyton Manning created his own system, or Brett Favre created his own system. Do you look at are you in a system with the Falcons?
Yeah, I think to a certain extent we all are. And you know, I kind of less think there's no negative to that. If your production is good, you know, who cares if you're creating the system or the system is creating you? If the production is there, to me, at the end of the day, that's ultimately the most important thing. But I think all of us benefit off of great coaching and people putting us in positions to be successful.
When you're looking at the game film against the Eagles, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and you're there with everybody, what happens when they get to the touchdowns, and then how do you feel when they get to the interceptions?
Oh, you always feel like crap when they get to the interceptions. You never want to make those mistakes, and you never want to put your team in a tough spot. But you know, it's part of it, and I think more so than anything, you know, taking ownership of mistakes is important, and teammates understanding that, and you know, being around that. I think that sets a good culture for our team, and then the touchdowns are the ones you like. Those are the ones when we watch them, you're trying to find ways to get more of them. And we had some good ones the other night.
What happens, though, when you know your receiver ran the wrong route, but you don't want to call him out on the field? Like, how do you handle that when somebody did something that you're the one that's going to get blamed?
To me, you make sure we all know that the correction needs to be made. But Sundays are about championing your teammates. I think it's hard enough in this league. You're playing against great players. There's the environment. There's all of those things. There's no need to bring each other down in games. It's about uplifting each other and making sure we're all as confident as we can be. I think the corrections and the time for making sure we're accountable to each other is during the week in practice and in our meeting rooms. My style is more of being tougher with the guys during the week, and then when we get to Sunday, it's about playing together and trying to accomplish the goal of winning the game together.
What do you do better now that at 34 that you didn't do at 24?
My preparation is so much better, of getting ready during the week, being prepared to play. I also think I'm more resilient at this point in my career. You take a look at the game the other night, and we have a couple of interceptions, and kind of the momentum turned in the second half. And I think at this point in my career, I'm better at being able to put that behind you, focusing on the next drive and making the next play. And I think that's comes through experience.
The call to Julio that won the game against the Eagles, was that a call or an audible?
It's all the same. In our play call, we had an empty formation where we were running basically a route to beat, zone or man coverage. And then we had an alert that if they went to cover 0, we were going to audible out of it and get to the play that we ran. And so it's a built-in audible. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
Oh, you're trying to dumb it down so I can understand it?
I got to keep it on a very simple level for you, man.
Matt, I was the starting quarterback as a freshman on the freshman team in high school, just letting you know. So I think... How did
your audible work? How did you guys audible in that system? Were you a system guy, or did you create the system?
I was the system, Matt, basically. I was saying Des Moines. I didn't say Omaha. I was saying Des Moines, just to let you know.
It rolls off the tongue.
Do you have a favorite audible, like word?
The one we used the other night was Stella, and so that's probably going to have to get changed for us. But we all could have enjoyed a few Stellas after that game after we called that one.
Could you do one for us against the Colts? We have one of our guys here, a football guy named McLovin. Could you use McLovin as an audible maybe against the Colts here?
Yeah, I will. We'll add something this week after I finish up with this interview. I'm gonna call Dirk Cutter and make sure we have something in there called McLovin as one of our checks.
And I'm sure Dirk is gonna go, oh yeah, hell yeah, Matt, yeah. But I hope to hear you.
He's pretty open. He's pretty open to code words and stuff like that. He's pretty open about that stuff.
Oh my God, you'll go down in Dan Patrick Show history if you do. Yes, McLovin. What?
This might be asking for too much, but can I design the play as well?
No. We just want the audible.
Maybe Calvin Ridley goes long. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's great. Hey, how about throw the ball to Julio?
That's probably either of those two suggestions are probably good suggestions.
There you have it. Well, now we're really going to be watching that game against the Colts. And, in that building, we should be able to hear it echo, when you yell it out.
It should be perfect. With the way the microphones are set up.
I like it.
Peyton had that place trained for audibles and all that kind of stuff, so we should be ready to go.
I love it. Thank you, Matt. Always good to catch up with you, and hope the family's well.
I appreciate it, Dan. Thanks, man.
That's Matt Ryan.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.